Hello there! So, me and the other members of the Paleopod is our podcast channel by the way, have collaborated with BioBuild Studios to bring you something very cool. Do you like dinosaurs? Do you like full-scale dinosaur skeletons? Well boy, do I have news for you. Because through the Paleopod signature series, Yishi is available. Of course, this is on BioBuild Studios' website. The link for that is down below if you want to pick it up for yourself. In today's video, I'm going to be putting together this skeleton, and then we're going to see the final product. Most of this video will be the final product, however. And we're just going to check out how cool of a little dinosaur Yishi is. Does that sound good? Great, let's get right into it. So of course, here's the things that you kind of get with it. Here's the little thing that tells you that this is Yishi, and there's a QR code on the back that you scan to follow the instructions to build. And here is our little Yishi skeleton that we will be putting together. It's going to be glorious, guys. We also do get a stand, of course, that we can place our Yishi onto, and a nice sticker that says "Everybody loves dinos." I absolutely agree with that. So let's go ahead and get started. Well, one of the first steps is done, of course, that being the little head. Isn't that really cool? Isn't that just a cool little thing right there? Dinosaur skulls are, of course, always really fascinating. Okay, everybody, she is officially done. Let's go ahead and check it out. So here she is. This is the glorious Yishi done by BioBuild Studio. Now, if you do want to pick this up for yourself, of course, the link will be in the description. You do need something like super glue to actually complete this. And while you're making this, definitely take your time. Yishi was a very, very small dinosaur, and so it had very fragile bones. And this fella is, of course, life-size, and so as a result, it has very small bones as well. So taking your time is definitely a lot easier and probably a lot safer than trying to rush through it. But it is just so satisfying to finally see the final product. Yishi is such a fascinating little dinosaur. Yeah, so for those of you who don't know, you'll notice it has very strange wings, basically, these really strange adaptations in its hands that are very reminiscent to modern-day bats. And that's because, just like modern-day bats, they did have membrane wings. Which is so strange because obviously we know that dinosaurs did achieve the power, achieve flight. That's in the form of many modern day birds. Birds can fly. A lot of them can anyway. This is an instance where flight was attempted via different means, more so like the pterosaur or the bat means, where they had membrane instead of flight feathers. In which it's so interesting. Now, I don't think that Yishi was too good of a flyer. In fact, it was probably mostly a glider. I don't know what the consensus is on that quite right now. But regardless, it still did have very weird looking bat wings, basically. They're kind of like mini mutodons, if you will. Or mutodons are basically like giant Yishis. But this guy is very tiny. Here pretty soon, I'm going to set the camera up so that I can be right next to it so you can kind of get an idea of how small this fellow was. Because it is just a very small fella. But man, all the details are astounding. Look at the way that the legs look. The gastralia too. I love the skull. It's got a very strange looking skull. I love how big the eye is, of course. And you got the sclerotic ring, which are basically those bones in their eye. That was basically extra attachment for muscles in their eye. All of the little cracks and the different separations of the different bones are all present as well. And again, those elongated fingers that helped support the membrane wings that they had. It's so beautiful, and I was so happy that we were able to actually do something like this. And I definitely do want more people to have something like this. Full-size little dinosaur skeleton. You can't go wrong with something like that. Okay, so here's the tiny little... Ooh. Careful with your hat, okay? If you wear hats, be very careful. But yeah, here's the little fella right next to me. Of course, it is a very small little dinosaur. The camera probably doesn't really do it justice, but it is a very tiny dinosaur. Seriously, so satisfying that we can finally, I can finally have a full skeleton in my own little mini museum. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm really happy about it. I think it has a really cool little pose too, kind of like a little bit of an action pose with its arms all spread out. It's so cool. I definitely know the perfect place to put this. So we're going to go ahead and set it up real quick, and then we'll check out how it looks when it's on display. That is so cool. Yeah, so I might move it in the future because I would like this to be in the videos. So in order for it to be in the videos, it would have to be over here somewhere on one of these two shelves. So I don't know, I'll decide where I'll put it in the future, but for now, I think that's a pretty decent spot. I just had to replace the Smilodon skull and the Spinosaurus skull and the Smilodon for now. But that's okay, I'm kind of running out of space as it is, which is, you know, a pretty decent problem to have, I suppose. But I think having it on top of a shelf is like a really good idea because of course it's like it's getting ready to do a little bit of a glide or something like that, which is just so fun. I'm seriously so happy with this. So yeah, if you guys are interested, be sure to go and click on the link down below. And go and check it out for yourself. It's definitely really satisfying to try to put together your own dinosaur. But again, my advice is definitely go at it slow because these are very small. It's a very small dinosaur. You don't want something to accidentally happen. That would certainly be unfortunate. But yeah, that is the BioBuilds Yishi.